In this morning's Business Insight, Cincinnati is among the top U.S. cities for successful minority entrepreneurs, according to a new report. The Queen City ranks number 10 out of the top 50 U.S. metros in the study from online loan broker LendingTree. Cincinnati's best showing, second overall in the study, was in its percentage of minority-owned businesses in operation for more than 6 years. Minority entrepreneurs have a major presence in the U.S. with about 8 million minority-owned businesses across the country. To give us some insight into Cincinnati's minority business successes, we are joined by Darren Reedus, Vice President at the Cincinnati USA Regional Chamber, to talk about the Chamber's Minority Business Accelerator. He is with Business Courier editor Rob Dahlmeyer in the studio. Gentlemen.
Hey, thank you. Darren, thanks so much for being here.
My pleasure.
So when LendingTree came out with this survey, it's something that obviously we were really excited to see at the Courier, and I think a lot of people were excited to see it, but getting your point of view I think is a lot more important as somebody who's working on this issue day in and day out. What do you think of this survey? Is it an accurate view of what's happening here?
It's an accurate view, and it was very exciting to see it as well. LendingTree is a very credible organization, and to be ranked in the top 10 amongst large U.S. metros was just a great stamp of approval by a third-party entity for the work that we've been up to for quite some time. So thrilled, and frankly, we plan to leverage this article quite a bit just as another way to demonstrate that what is happening is actually working.
Well, speaking of leveraging, what do you and your team, you were telling me before the show you got 6 people that report to you directly and then more people outside of that, but what are you guys working on right now on a day in, day out basis that I think that the viewers might want to know about?
Sure. Well, what's interesting is with the report itself, what's important to note is that it really focuses on businesses with employees. So not necessarily sole proprietorships, but businesses with staff. And so from the very inception of the accelerator back in 2003, it was an intentional focus on larger scale companies. And so as the report also indicated, we actually ranked number 2 in the entire country with respect to businesses of some size that have been in business for more than 6 years. And so when you talk about number 2 in the nation, that's something to be pretty proud of. And so the core work of the accelerator continues to grow larger scale minority-owned companies, as well as we are part of a great collaborative called the Cincinnati Minority Business Collaborative that's really focused on creating a pipeline of larger scale companies as well. So as that work continues, we should actually rise in that top 10 ranking, which is super exciting.
That'd be great to see. For people watching, what are some things that Cincinnati could do a better job of doing, and that maybe would make the city look differently? Are there anything that you can point to that you could say, oh, if Cincinnati did this, it would change a lot?
That's a great question. I would say that 2 things. One, when I think about one of the areas, even in this report, that we could do better in, one of those areas was there was a parity index that looked at essentially based on your minority population, do you have a similar percentage of minority companies as it relates to businesses as a whole? So let's say, for example, a community has a 50% minority population, or 50% of the businesses owned by minorities. And so our parity index was 50, which means that we've got some room to grow. And so what I mentioned about the pipeline building work, as we continue to grow just literally more companies of size, we should really continue to bump up this number. So we talked briefly as well about what can the community look for in terms of evidence of growth. And so be on the lookout for some stories that are right around the corner that are going to highlight new and emerging companies that I think are just going to continue to ratchet us up these rankings.
Well, good. We'll be here to report those stories. So thank you very much, Darren, for being here. Congratulations on the ranking, and hopefully it's something we can build on.
That sounds great. Thank you.